Hello.
Go on.
Hello, this is Kathy. And
I'm Dee.
yes, go ahead, say what it is. No, not this.
Oh, we are PPIC Paranormal Partners in Crime. She's supposed to be hosting,
Yeah,
but she just put me on the spot like I was gonna remember that I was gonna do that part of the
yes,
hosting.
that's
We
part
can
of it.
discuss that.
Well,
She has the computer. I don't.
we're episode 7, Ancestral Visitations, Dreams, the loving.
The loving one.
Yes, the loving ones. Nothing scary.
Nothing at all.
It's going to be more.
But the loving could be like super happy, but
Yes.
like also like super sad. But
Yes.
it's still very love filled. Like it
Yes.
feels warm.
Yes,
Okay.
it feels more. Okay, what else?
So big three.
Big 3.
What is your first of the three?
Oh. Denise.
Yes, and that's my favorite one. You go ahead.
So my sister passed. She was the youngest sister out of us, and when she passed, I had her 2 sons, and it was just very difficult because the way that she had raised them was like totally opposite than what I was used to. So it was just really hard, and it was a bit much. And I remember feeling very very overwhelmed, and just how, and I would always say, how could you, how did you know, why would you do this to me? How could you leave me like this? Even though for a whole week she was telling me that she was gonna die. I mean,
But because she was so young, like we were just like,
yeah, she's just going through some depression, because she told me, she said, um, my oldest one is old enough to handle himself, but I need you to take care of my youngest. And I was like, girl, if you don't stop it. And we would talk every afternoon on my way driving home, and we would talk about this, and I'd be like, what is wrong with you? Stop it. So then that Monday, I was getting ready to go. No, I hadn't even woke up yet, and they called and said that she had passed. All right, so fast forward. It had been about a year, and I was just really, really overwhelmed. And so one night, it was like the whole night long, I dreamt I saw her, and I was upset, and I told her, why did she do this? And she just told me, she said it wasn't, it was like, I didn't mean to do this to you. I'm sorry. I apologize. And we sat and talked, and she was a much taller woman, but when she would hug you, it was like she could stop, like, she just had like one of those hugs that could just, what is it, like, just love you.
like you could feel her warmth wrap around you,
Yes.
even though she would cuss you out and talk bad about you.
Yes.
But if she didn't, that means she didn't love you. Right?
And that's what she would say.
Mhm.
I wouldn't say that if I didn't love you.
Mhm.
And she was hugging me, and I was crying, and
Her warmth.
I could feel her love, her warmth, and she was
Like you could actually feel her.
yes, I could feel her, like her body next to mine. And I am crying in my dream. My husband wakes me up because he said, you were crying. I was like, no, I needed to feel her. And I've had like a few more small dreams about her, but nothing where
I have so many dreams about her.
no, but nothing where she hugged me like that. Like when we were playing with the discus and we had broke something, but we were grown ups, but we were still acting like kids, like we probably
in real life.
Yes.
That y'all did the same thing.
Yes.
We all did the same thing.
And she grabbed, I mean, and we held hands because she was helping me get out of the ditch, and she grabbed my hand. But I had never had anybody to hug me. I mean,
Like
that
in
was
a dream like that.
yes, that was like real. I could feel like her whole warmth, her love, and that's how I just remember that warmth, that feeling that she had. And I mean, just to this day, it just still puts a lump in my throat because she was just my little sister. We had, and me and her right used to always say we're going back to Otter Creek when we got old, so we would live for a long time because some people live. That
They
was that
really
thick
do.
water.
What are they causes cancer? And it legitimately was tested and causes cancer.
Yes.
So I'm gonna be good. I should live forever. I already had the cancer and I beat it. Like I'm good now. I still got Otter Creek water in me apparently.
That thick water. But we
Mhm.
always said, because I remember when we were adults, we would be riding through Otter Creek and we would say them same old people sitting on them same people when we were little riding our bicycles, still sitting there, still rocking in it. And I remember Denise or riding and said, what if we went to the porch and it was like skeletons? But yeah, but I don't know. I just really miss her, and I have always felt like she cheated us, and I know that ain't real. I know, but I just felt like she cheated us because we're supposed to get old together.
I can see that.
And say, my daddy. Remember how daddy used to say, my daddy. I'm like, he's all 13 of y'all's dad. My daddy and my mom, I'm like, you could tell you the baby.
But at the same time, like if we don't like that parent that time, your daddy. Yes. Well, it was never your mama because everybody want a grandma. Your mama, that's your mama too. Don't be talking about my mama.
Yep, that is so true. That is so true.
So like with me in particular, I get a lot of visits from the ancestors, both real and different timeline ancestors. So I get a lot of visitations consistently. And when my grandma passed, everyone knows, like, don't come see me as a whole being, like in real life, like my grandma does. So I tell everyone who passes over, like, you can come to me in my dreams. So my grandma, my auntie, and my granddaddy come to me all the time, even now, all the time. When my auntie niece that she was just talking about first passed, it was hilarious because she kept trying to tell me like secrets on the other side. And they would just
from the other side.
Yeah. And they would just suck her out the dream because she was like, Newt Nanny, that's what she was called. Newt Nanny. It's not like the evangelical said. And I was like, what? And then they
like
suck her out the dream.
She would have said that. Like
Yeah, she literally said that. Yeah. And I was like, what? And like every time she was like in the dream, she kept trying to say something, they would just have to suck her out. So then my grandma showed up with her, and they're like, she can't be in a dream by herself. So one of us got to come with her. And I was like, what? How you getting punishment in the afterlife? Like, who does that? And so that's what it was for a long time. She couldn't be in a dream by herself. So my grandma.
But I love that when you said you hadn't seen her for about 8 months, and mom said she ain't allowed to come back.
She ain't allowed because she kept trying to tell people stuff. I was like, oh, I didn't get in trouble on the other side.
Because you know what? It's funny because I want to say it was Eric. Was it Eric or Malcolm who said they saw?
They both did. One saw them behind the plant. One saw them when they was gaming in the bedroom.
Right.
She was in a chair.
Yes.
So they both saw her.
And I remember they was like,
mama,
don't come to me. I don't want to see you. I don't want to see you like
I love you, but I don't want to see you. So we don't like. So that's why it's so funny. But like for my grandmother, the first time she came to me after her death, well, the first like time where it was like, I want to prove to you that it is really me. Because a lot of religions can believe like, oh, it's not that person, it's evil, something, stuff like that. She was like, tell your granddaddy I see what he been eating. All he's eating is fried shrimp, and he fried everything, and he ain't taking care. Like she just did a laundry list on my granddaddy. And so you told him, and I told him apparently
because I was we were coming from South Florida. It was hog. It was no, it wasn't hog killing that weekend, but I was coming up and you couldn't come up, and you said, please tell granddaddy because mama want him to know. Grandma wanted him to know. And so you know how he always felt, oh, your mama's so with you. So I said, okay, Dad, I need to tell you something. And he was like, what is it? I said, Danielle told me to let you know that grandma said, and he looked at me. I said, she see what you're doing.
She see what you eating.
She see what you eating. And he just, like his eyes lit up and he said, I thought that was her. he said, Kathy, he said, he said, I can almost promise you, I hear her walking down the hall.
That's what he said when I told him. I can hear her feet dragging down
dragging
the hall.
with them house shoes.
Them house shoes, yep.
With them house shoes.
And he said, that's the only thing I know how to cook is fried food. I said, tell her, don't worry about what I'm eating. And I was like, aggressive for the day.
And then I said, and she said that you need to sleep in your bed again. And he said, I'll never sleep in that bed again.
I know he said that part too.
Yeah, he said, I'll never sleep in that bed again. And I said, well, Daddy, she sees you. He said she walks down the hall. He said, and she stopped right where the kitchen, where the dining room
I know where it is.
He said, and she just stands there.
That's exactly what she showed me in the dream. Like where she was coming. She's like, I see what he eat and I see what he doing and he taking care of himself. And like I remember, and so when I told you to tell him, I could see it from her perspective.
Me too.
As if I was in, so you know when you come in that corner looking at like the whole, you know what I mean, the whole scene. Yeah. So that was like when I was like, okay, so this is really grandma. And like again, mind you, this is the granddaddy who never experienced anything in the house of portals. So that's when I knew, like, okay, so this gift is legit. It's really her. I'm connecting with the energy, you know, in both places. So yeah, what's your next one?
See, now you got me. Because my mind is all on Dorothy now.
You had one with grandma, didn't you?
Yes. But that was when me and Denise was being bad.
Was grandma already dead?
Yeah.
But wasn't a loving dream?
Yes.
Okay.
But it was the red. Me and Denise, like I said, we were grown, but we were acting like kids, and we were sitting. Do you remember the water thing that they would read the water meter anyway?
Yes.
All right,
the little gray thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we were like sitting down there, don't ask me why, and it was like water down there.
It's not there was a spigot over there.
It's not a spigot.
What is it?
It's just where they would go read the water, like how much the water is.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a spigot back there.
Well, anyway, it was like a ditch. Don't ask me because there ain't never been no ditch there. At least I don't know. And we had a discus that she used to throw because that's what Denise used to throw. And
we did track and field, but more of the field than a track.
Yes. And we were throwing it and it ended up hitting something, breaking something. So we ran like to the house. And then we go in the house and I know it has to mean something. Everybody was wearing white. With the women were wearing white dresses with red sashes. And the men were wearing white suits with red.
So it's so funny. The white with the red sash is what you see in Buddhism. So that's what they do as part of their death ceremonies. Women will wear the white with the red sashes. Sorry, keep going. Because is it Buddhism? Is it Buddhism? Where was that? Bali? Hinduism.
Hinduism. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't either. So I went to Bali recently.
And when we walked in, you know how kids when they're trying to hide from something, they'll run and they slow down at the door. And they were like, come on in, y'all. And I remember like seeing everybody dead. You know, everybody that was dead, but they were like, hey girl, how you doing? I don't know who it was, but somebody was sitting at the piano, playing the piano, a man, and he had on white suit, red tie, and he was playing the piano. And you know, I'm trying to go around and talk to everybody, see everybody. You know, Daddy is like standing in the corner talking to somebody. And I don't know if it was one of his brothers or one of his what had to be somebody, you know. But I just remember all of us getting, you know, me and Denise getting in there. And then it's like, I think I turned around. Well, Mama was saying, okay, baby, we got to go now. And I turned around and Denise had on a white dress with a red sash.
Well, she is dead.
But she didn't have it on when we was outside playing.
Because I think it was from that transition though. Maybe she's finally reached that level where she can actually see people by herself.
You think that could be it?
It could be a transition.
So why did I mean, why not have to, but why did I see her?
So I literally think you witnessed the transition, like almost like a graduation or growth.
Because I don't know what they were doing. I just know that they were there.
Mm-hmm. So that could be it.
So now she's really untouchable for me.
No, I still see her.
Like, why your face look like that?
That's because I still see her.
Wait, why your face looking like they talk about my sister?
Right.
But it was just.
I was trying to say if I had the video.
But it was
take
just
a funeral.
But it was just us being silly,
Mhm.
being who how we
In my head, I keep hearing she put away childish things.
Oh, so that's childish. Well,
But yeah, but also that was because like who she was here, right? Like you just said my baby sister.
yeah.
So you see how you're referring to her as your baby sister.
Mhm.
Well, now she's like graduated.
Wow.
So she's put away like the childish. Well, she probably still childish. Let's be honest.
Yeah, she probably that person they like.
Just let her graduate, bro. Because if she done, we don't got it's no angel left behind. Like just keep pushing her along. Cause she gonna keep staying here with us. It's been a decade, y'all.
Has it really been a decade?
It's been more than that. She died in 2015. So it has been a decade.
No.
She died in 2015.
No, she did.
When did she die?
She died like 2013. All
2013.
right, wait a
Okay,
minute.
so
Let's get it
12
right.
years.
Let's get it right. Mama died in 2010. Denise died like 2 years later.
So before I was married? I was already married. I got married in 2012. No, it was 2013. She wasn't she was alive when I was married.
Okay.
That first year, so it was 2013.
And then Daddy died like
He died in 2015.
Yes.
But then I got cancer in 2016.
Nope, he did not. He died in 2014 because we moved back here 2015.
Okay. Oh, that Miss Carolyn died 2015.
Yes.
I got cancer 2016. I remember it was back to back. Yeah.
And I remember my heart was just like,
It's too much.
It was. I was like, oh my gosh, it was just too much.
Yeah, it was. I remember it was back to back to back because we lost all of them in like 5 years.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Every one of
It
them.
was an aggressive 5-year run.
Believe it or not, David's father died.
I forgot about him. I never met him.
Nope, I didn't either. I had never met him. He died. Let me get it right. All right, so Mama died around David's birthday.
We had her funeral on David's birthday.
Yes, and
BJ's birthday was Granddaddy's funeral.
And and David's mom died. I mean, David's dad died in May.
And I remember Miss Carolyn, her funeral was in January, which is close to my birthday. Dang. So yeah. So my next ancestral story is ancestors, but not of this plane. Hear me out. I know it sounds so weird. So I also snuck in like 3 stories in one with my grandma and auntie niece. So but like so when I had cancer, I was in the hospital before they even knew what I had. We were still doing testing.
Oh mercy.
We did a month of testing, over 40 different surgeries and procedures. Yep. We were trying to figure it out. And then like, oh crap, we gave her a deep vein thrombosis. Oh, we gave her 2. We can't do another needle stick. So I was in the hospital for a lot. And
yep.
I remember one of my surgeries, probably the one where the girl made me cry. Yep. I was under. And I met this woman. And we were at a cancer cruise, is what they called it. Uncle Mike's dad was there. He was alive at the time. He was in a wheelchair. Oh, because he also had cancer. Right. But he survived the first go. Right. And so this is the one where he survived. Okay. Every one of the cancer crew survived, actually. Now that I think about it. I don't know if she's still alive. I'm going to check on her when she just comes to me. But we were roommates, and I was the baby on the cruise. And it was so funny because, mind you, this is all happening in hours, but it's days on the cruise. And it was so funny because whenever I would go to the cafeteria, I always wanted extra Chick-fil-A sauce, which is hilarious because like at this time I already started boycotting Chick-fil-A, I think, but like they served Chick-fil-A there. And so whenever she went to the cafeteria, she'd be like, girl, I got you some more Chick-fil-A sauce. And so she's an older white woman. She has like a strawberry blonde hair and I can't tell you what it is, but there's something that Donna has it on her wrist.
What is it?
The thing that they gave us on the cancer cruise. She said, "You'll know it because I'll wear it in my hair." Donna has something very similar that she wears on her wrist, which is hilarious, but she doesn't wear it like the lady wears it.
Okay.
And this is something they gave us on the cruise that signifies the cruise. But that's how she told me that I would know who she was. A white lady, older. She looks like she's about in her 50s, maybe early 60s, but more 50s.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be funny, but sometimes I can't tell with white people. But I'm just giving you what I think. Because Black people, we definitely don't know because Black don't be cracking. My mom be like, "Oh my God, I'm so old," and she's like 30 in her face. So like, and I'm saying that because
She's
I'm
so
30 in my
sweet.
face, and we got the same face. So, but so like this is what I think she was. And so like every day, like one of us would sit in the window and talk to the other. We had a nice little suite. And so there was another ship out where we were that was an academy. And then we became under attack. They were bombing us. I guess I get bombed a lot in dreams.
My
I just thought
God.
about that. They were bombing us, so we had to evacuate really quickly because we were in international waters. Because I guess the treatment we had was not like legal in America.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't make the treatment. I just was there for the cure. And so we were being bombed, so they were evacuating her and were evacuating all of us. And she looked at me and she said, "Don't let them tell you this wasn't real. You'll know me because I'll be wearing this in my hair. And I know what it is, I know what it looks like." And so a year later, she came back to me again and she was doing good. She was like, "I'm good. Everything's going great. How are you?" We caught up. A year later, she came back. Her cancer had come back.
Mm.
And she was no longer in remission. And you could tell she had dyed her hair black at this time, but she just looked really like pale and swallow. And I was like, "What's going on?" She's like, "Yeah, it's come back." She came back to me again, and her kids were fighting over her estate. And she had this one son, he's a ginger. I don't know if y'all are on the internet right now, but the gingers are Black. So she had a son who's a ginger, and she was talking to me, and she introduced me to her son, which I thought was really, really cool. And I was like, "I've heard a lot about you." Apparently I did. And she was like, he was like the son that she liked. I don't do that information what you will. But she was like, "I don't know if I'm gonna come back. I feel fine, but they don't think I'm fine." I haven't seen her since, but I also haven't felt her dead. Because I talked with the dead, so I would have known that she was dead. So like I haven't felt her dead, but I haven't seen her, and I've been in remission for the last 8 years. So I've only saw her for like the first 5 years. I actually saw her, but I didn't talk to her. I saw her in a dream, but I didn't talk to her. So
So, a question.
I don't know her name.
No,
No.
question. Did I remember the dirty 30? You had your hair was growing back.
Mhm.
Were you getting any more treatments?
No, I had just finished up my last
Radiation?
radiation in late November.
Okay, all right.
Cause I did 5 weeks because we had a late storm that the hurricane came through. Because I had all of October off to rest, and then November's when I finished my 5 weeks.
Okay, all right. I just remember,
It was still kind of falling out from the radiation, so it didn't fully start growing in until November.
okay.
Yeah.
I just remember just feeling like I need to get your friends, and I knew that at least the friends that I chose would make you laugh.
You definitely did. You definitely did that. Yeah.
Because I was like, I just
And
need
they're
to
very heavy in my dreams.
really.
Those two in particular, even though I don't really rock with them like that.
Right.
Yeah, very heavy in my dream state.
Hmm. That's okay. Okay.
The white one is the one I went to the
I
shop
know.
with. Yeah.
Mhm. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my second one. What's your second? Or your third one? What's your
Yeah.
third one?
Hmm. Can I do mamas? Because it always,
Yeah.
you know which one I'm talking about?
The little girl? No. Oh,
No. No,
mm.
when she died and they coded her.
And she asked why you brought me back.
Okay, so I think this was the last this was the last time she coded. Um, or the last time that they actually coded her. She she died, and she said, I remember she told all of us, I know at least me and you, she said, I was sitting around singing with my sisters. She said, oh, and she said, and I wasn't hurting. It was just so pretty. And my mom and her sisters used to sing. And she was talking about just
even
how,
in death, they will call each other
yes,
and sing even after the one has died.
yes. Because you remember the phone call.
Yeah, it was Aunt Deborah.
Yes.
The favorite aunt. Shh. I don't care. They all dead. Except one.
That is true.
Oh, and she is not gonna watch this because she gonna think we centenical. They being centenical over there. I ain't watching that. It's like Bart Simpson.
Oh my God! No, damn. There's two of them now.
Oh, you're right. I don't even think of her. I think of her because she was like y'all's age.
Yeah, but
she would watch this. Hey, auntie.
You so silly.
She's a sweet one.
She is so sweet, but she was, see, attention deficit disorder. It is gone.
In the dream.
Yes, in the dream. So she was talking about how good she felt, and they're all singing, and she said to the our favorite one that she said she turned around and looked at her in the middle of singing and says, "It's not your time." And Mama said, she was like, "What? Like, what do you mean?" And she said, "It's not your time." And Mama said the pain hit her, and it was like she was pulled out. And she said, then I remember just a horrible pain in my chest, and it had to be when they were shocking her or doing CPR on her. She said that the pain was so bad that she was trying to go back to where it was peaceful. And I remember that's when she was mad at Daddy.
You wonder, so like I do wonder this because Granddaddy said, he's like, I didn't tell them to do that.
No, he didn't.
But I wonder if because of who she was and how she was, if her team just couldn't stand to see her go.
Or you think maybe they did it for us because we couldn't.
I mean, but they still had orders. You know what I mean? Like, whether it was about us or not, that's why I feel like it was personal.
Really?
I mean, because that was illegal. If that person has a DNR and you completely are them, I mean, I don't know what you call it besides resuscitate them.
If you,
it's illegal. Yeah.
So you think her medical team?
It had to. Like, they had to make that decision in that moment.
I don't know.
So my next ancestral one, I'm trying to see if I want to do this timeline or a different timeline, dead or alive. Well, obviously dead. I have so many.
I know. I wish I was as good as you about writing them down.
But now it's just literally 2,000 dreams floating in my head. Like, choose me, choose me. Do you remember me? Like, it's a lot. Pick a dead family member.
Me pick a dead family member?
Or a friend. Pick a dead family member or a friend. I had one about Uncle Michael Jojo recently.
Oh, do him.
I don't remember what the dream was, but I have it on my phone. But I definitely have one about Uncle Michael Jojo. And I was like, oh, Uncle Michael Jojo. That is not the man's real name.
Well, that's why you could say his name and only family would know.
Right.
But all right, so trying to think. You know what? I like the one where you said you can see Carolyn and you can see her peeping through, but she never comes to you.
Yeah, so that one's an interesting one. So Miss Carolyn is my stepdad's mom. It's the same person. I just call him my dad. So I just wanted to clarify that. It's her mom, and when she died, so like I wasn't really close to Miss Carolyn like that. I went in, was that spring break or a week in summer with one of them when the pimp tried to pick us up, Clinton. I'm so old for that. That man changed the course of my life. I was like, you know what? I too can be a pimp. That's what I got out of that. It wasn't don't be a pimp. It was I too can be a pimp.
I can grow up and do what you do.
Right, like
And
pimping ain't
better.
easy, but somebody got to do it.
Oh God.
So, but when Miss Carolyn passed over, it was almost like, you know how like you see people on the red carpet walking and like the paparazzi's on the outside. And I was trying to yell to her. And it's so funny. My current partner had the same dream about a cousin of his. He literally had the dream last night. And his cousin's body just got back to where he's at because the cousin was in the UK. And he had the dream that he was finally smiling and laughing because when the body was in the UK, his uncle had a dream that he was crying. Like every single night, he would come to him crying. So when the body got back to Nigeria, he had a dream. My partner had a dream that his cousin was laughing and dressed in all white. But in my dream that I had with Miss Carolyn, she was like, just like she's in the picture. And she was like on the other side of the red carpet. So she wasn't walking the red carpet, she was on the other side. And there was like other people around, like taking pictures, but no one was walking the actual red carpet. And it was like we were both like paparazzi on opposite side. And I was trying to yell to her, but she couldn't hear me. And to me, that was a like, oh, she's not in your spirit team.
Oh, okay.
So that's what so like Uncle Michael Jojo, I've been able to talk to him, but it's not like, so like there's other times where I'll be at the grandparents' house, the grandparents, I always say grandma's house, but I mean, granddaddy technically is his house too, probably more. But I'll be at the grandparents' house and I will even get like ancestor, all the sisters that come through. So like there was one time where, well, this has happened multiple times where they'll be like, it's your turn to answer the phone. So whenever they tell me to answer the phone, so the phone is where the lazy boy was, and I'm looking out the big window.
Picture window.
Yeah, and so I'm always waiting to answer the phone when someone drives up. So they will occasionally tell me to answer the phone, and whoever's in the room with me or whoever's driving up is almost like my new spirit team coming in. Because at one point it was granddaddy was very heavy on my spirit team, and then there was a point where he left, literally left out the living room, out the front door, and drove off.
Okay.
And then Aunt Sister and some of the other sisters were there, and Grandma was there, and they said you have to answer the phone, but it was all women. And so the dynamic of my dreams became more emotional. You heard me talking about a guy. So like my dreams shifted where they're a lot more emotional, a lot more like not only could I just like touch the dreams, I could actually feel the warmth, the love, the how I felt. I could see years go by in dreams and feel all of the emotions of the years.
So you think the women brought the emotion?
So like when that was a representation of like the facilitators of my spirit realm, not just my actual dream person who she is spicy.
Who is spicy?
My dream like guy.
Who is it?
The one I told you where I was mad that like it was just archetypes of grandma and granddaddy, but it wasn't really them.
Yes.
Yeah, her. She was like, well, I showed you in one night, but they've been trying for years. And I was like, okay, well, it's fine. We can do that again or whatever. So
I liked it the way they was doing.
I did, but apparently it wasn't efficient. But so like I feel like that there are certain eras and like the ancestors who are around me.
Okay.
So but with Miss Carolyn not being able to hear me, I just figured she wasn't in my spirit team. I mean, because technically she's not blood, so I can see that. And also the way that she navigates her life would not benefit me.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So yeah.
That's sad. That you would never be able to.
And it could just be like not now.
Okay.
I don't know her enough to be like at this stage of my life, I'll need her wisdom.
Right.
I don't know her enough.
Right. And we don't know what her wisdom would have been.
Because would it have been wise for me? Those are questions. I'm not gonna
say no, because you never know what you could.
I said those are questions. I'm not exactly. I'm not gonna say no, but those are definitely questions. Okay. So, yeah,
I get that. I definitely get that. You know what gets me is that I don't understand how I had dreams about my grandparents that I never met.
Because they're still your ancestors.
Yeah, but how,
You're still connected to them. I mean, you've already established in the last episode. Go watch it because it's good. We have the same outfits on. Don't be surprised. But you also established in the episode that you have dreams about people you've never met, and then
Right.
those dreams are confirmed because you meet them.
right,
We're timeline shifting at all times, and all the times are happening at the same time.
okay,
So, like, like we think of time as linear, but it's not.
right.
Think about the show Dark,
Ooh,
right?
I need to watch that again.
I do
now that
too.
you
I
said
need my
that.
brain to be like, what just happened?
Exactly.
Yeah. But so we think about that the same way. Like that's how time is really working, where everything is happening at once. We're just experiencing it linearly, where our brains they like understand it, right?
I get that.
So you may not have known them this lifetime, but like your soul knows them.
Okay.
Your energy knows them.
Okay.
Otter Creek knows them.
True.
Which I'm still figuring. Ooh, I'm gonna do some great scary stories with Otter Creek. So yeah.
We're not talking about the triangle headed man.
No, no. I was just thinking the other day. This is on topic, but I'll stick with me. I was just thinking that I think me you kind of talked about this that maybe the natives knew it was a portal, and they were supposed to be guarding it. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But then when they like the white men like shoot them off, and then maybe they had experiences and they were willing to sell.
Oh my gosh.
Mhm. So maybe they knew the land was cursed or something. Like they thought it was cursed,
Yeah.
but it's a portal.
Mm, that's pretty. Okay, so can we talk about the place that burned? Because because they said that they had like 6 um fire trucks that tried to put it out.
Mhm.
And
Oh, the
when
one recently?
yeah,
Okay, okay.
and when they
The plantation?
yes,
Mhm.
and when they put it, they thought they had put it out and it ignited again.
Mhm.
It
And
was
everybody was like, oh, the ancestors was getting
yeah,
with it. The souls was leaving. The ancestors was like, oh no, it's time.
yes.
Mhm. Because people don't realize South Carolina was the hub for slavery, which is
Okay,
why
but
our
it was
family was there.
right, but it wasn't South Carolina. It happened in Louisiana.
Yes, second hub.
Yeah.
But Louisiana has such a unique history when it comes to slavery because of the freed blacks, because it wasn't
Mhm.
technically America, it was French.
Mhm.
And like that's where the head wraps came in.
Mhm.
Like if you were a black person, they needed to know that you were a free black or a black person overall, so the guys would be less attracted to you. So you had to wear a head wrap. And so
Yeah,
that's how it is.
because you know that I don't know if you told me this or I read it, but you know that they felt like our hair was so exotic
Mhm.
that you would attract somebody, and that's why a lot of the
They had to shave their head.
they
But
shave their
and then
heads.
also the slaves were wearing head wraps to keep their heads safe from the sun.
Mhm.
And so then they started to get really fancy with their head wraps made out of old clothing and old scarves
Mhm.
and extra pieces. So yeah. But yeah.
But you know, if you sit back and think how many people, because this place was 53,000 square foot.
Mhm.
It was huge.
Mhm.
You you have to think of how many people it actually took to build this and how long it took to build
That's
this.
how many people took to run it
Yes,
over how many like generations.
right.
Yeah.
And they said that they were using it as a wedding venue and a resort, and more or less, instead of saying, you know, this was used in a negative way, you know,
This was a plantation.
yeah,
A lot of people were murdered and enslaved here. Now we're gonna make sure that this is gonna be the best wedding you've ever had.
yes,
At this place where these atrocities occurred.
yes.
Yeah. That's why Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds were under scrutiny because they got married at a plantation. So I mean, and then wait, I have a quick question. Y'all stick with me. It's going somewhere. Gainesville is a common theme, so stick with me. Is Hell Plantation a true plantation?
I think so. I think so. I think
I
so.
ask that because it's like the expensive place in Gainesville.
I am almost positive you're right. Cause I looked up the, cause you know, I'm such a history nerd.
Mhm.
Not that she didn't say no, mama, you're really.
You are. You're a history nerd and you're a people nerd. You see one person in one movie, and you know their whole life story. And when they were 3, their parents moved from England to France, and then at 12 they moved from France to America, but only for 3 months. They were in Chicago, not in Chicago the real, but like the suburb Evanston. You'd be like, that's that on IMDb? No, I didn't look on IMDb. I looked in their yearbook. How did you find it here? It was on Facebook. I was like, Ma.
Okay, get this.
Mhm.
The development namesake is Thomas Evans Hill, a Sea Island cotton, South Carolina planter who developed a plantation there in 1854. Enslaved African American people lived on and worked the land. The Hill family ancestors included some who served in the American Revolutionary War.
Was that our owner went back to South Carolina, didn't he? Was he part of the Draytons, the Strongs? Was he part of the Drayton plantation? Because I know we're talking about the plantation we came from. Because I want to visit it at the end of this month. This is ancestor related. Don't tune out. Stay focused. But the names are like 4 major plantations. So it's like the Thorntons, the Draytons, the Laguerres, and like the Mulberry, something like that. And the only one that sounds so like the Draytons has it where someone from the family took some of their slaves and came to Florida to, it literally says build the railroad, but it says east. They end up moving east afterward, like in East Florida. The railroad, what did the railroad go from? The railroad is on the west.
The railroad went from Jacksonville
Okay, so Jacksonville is east.
to Cedar Key.
So maybe he ended up staying in the Jacksonville area. So it says that person did not go back to South Carolina, but their families were still there. So that's why I need to know if is that the correct. And so here's why. So like, one of the things that they talk about is how like South Carolina is this beautiful, quaint city, but really it's murderous because there's still the blood of the ancestors there. And they've never like properly buried a lot of the people there. So the whole downtown is said to have just dead bodies underneath it. And so a lot of people are talking about, how they just kind of like moved on. I want to go there and experience my ancestors. So, because I got to experience a young Black, I think she was a maid when I went to the Winchester house. And so I would like to just know what it was like. If she was dead, she was giving me a little tour. So I would like to know what it's like to like be around my family and like see if our energies recognize each other. You know what I mean? Like kind of like the dream from the last episode where like that warmth just resonated. Yeah.
I know that they said, and we've got to find out what the name is because they said that if you let them know in advance that they will let you come in.
Okay, well, I need to get their information. Who has it?
No, but I got to find out.
Please, because I do want to go.
Okay.
I'm gonna be my sister. Okay. So that one got deep. There was levels to it. I feel like we always start really high and then we'd be like, so in this episode, we ended on a low.
It wasn't a low.
I mean, we're talking about ancestors being enslaved and dying and
yeah, but you know what? But now that I think about that, the plantation home, I mean, because some people are like, oh, they just wanted the insurance money. That house was worth more to them to keep that
Correct.
original.
Correct. And they said they don't know who set it on fire. And they're like, you gotta know because it's literally right across the street from FedEx. So you can't tell me FedEx don't have cameras.
So did somebody set it on fire or did the ancestors?
Listen, y'all, everybody fed up with his presidency. They're like, you know what? Fine. lick for lick, tit for tat. But also the Martin Luther King Jr. that church that he did in
Mhm.
Birmingham,
Mhm.
that also went up in flames. It was
What?
like last year, the church burn that he did yeah.
The I have a dream.
Mhm. And I think that was a hotel, but like it was the church in Birmingham that he did, yes, that he was known for. That burn.
I did not know that.
So I on my side of TikTok, they was like, all right, lick for lick. I was like, we can't just the whole world gonna be on fire. We looking for licking in 2025 because wild. But yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna close.
Yes.
It is now.
Don't look at the time.
Oh Lord.
So before we close, as always, it went out.
Yes.
So I'm just gonna say, may the energy you came into this meeting with be the same energy you leave. May you not bring anything that we have said with you outside of this moment. This is a safe space. So we also want to bring our energy back with us, and we want to maintain our own energy so that we're not transferring anything onto you and we're not taking any of your energy because time is not linear. So whenever you watch this, I still don't want your energy. I love you, but also, so with that, we're gonna say have a good night.
Good night. Do you think?